Hello, babies.
Welcome to the show. This is Patriots Texans Snapshot. We'll be talking all about the Patriots versus Texans in Week 6, NFL Sunday. Also, Ray's mom. That's on the docket. How was that, Ray? Was that good?
I was just asking. Jesus Christ.
Right to the point?
Right to the point. Just like you on Tuesday at Arenes, right? Tuesday at Arenes. There you go. See, we got it all in one shot.
This is Monday night.
Beat around the bush a little bit there.
Just the tip Mondays.
And that was a sex innuendo.
Totally. Speaking of sex innuendos, Drake Maye started on Sunday. Boom, right off it. There you go. That's how you start the show. Speaking of sexual innuendos, Drake Maye started on Sunday, where the Patriots lost. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the aftermath, especially from Patriots fans, but even from some of the pundits. But Patriots lost that game by a lot.
By
got
20.
their asses handed to them. But maybe you got your quarterback, so that's nice. This is the snapshot. We'll be talking, recapping the game just real quickly. We want to go over pros, cons, and observations from Chief Bobby from the show. We've got some notes from Dr. Big Mac and myself. So let's kick it off right off the bat with some quick opening takes on your thoughts of the game. Ray, you're still in suspension. Please kick us off with your first opening take.
Thank you there, Richard. Once again, we're in this fantasy land where we think we have the quarterback of the future. Let me rewind us all to 2021 when we thought we had the quarterback of the future. His name was Mac Jones. Where is he now? He's in Jacksonville with his mom. He's sleeping in his race car bed still and backing up Sunshine Trevor Lawrence. So, yeah, not everything's going to be peaches and rainbows. Yeah, you can make the Pro Bowl the first year because everyone gets injured, but yet you still might not be the guy because you're going to be a head case. So, fuck that. Fuck everyone that thinks this is the guy. Let's just wait, pump the brakes, and see what happens.
I would call that a vote of caution, but per usual, Big Mac is just real hot or real cold, one way or other. Just too strong in that, okay?
No, I don't think that's too strong.
What you're saying basically is Drake Maye is going to suck. He's the next.
No, I say pump the brakes.
Jones.
No, this is the point. These are the thing. This is, again, thoughts from my wife. You have to own the words coming out of your mouth. The words that just came out of your mouth was, everyone shut up, Drake Maye is going to be Mac Jones. That's what you just said.
Nope. See, I'm taking your wife's side. You're not listening to what I said, and I'm saying you guys all have to be cautious because everyone thought we had the quarterback in the future of Mac Jones.
No. See,
yet he fucking sucked after year one.
What you said did not equate to what you meant. What you said is this kid's going to suck. You're all a bunch of morons. Just like, and then what you meant was everyone just be cautious, which is really what people should be doing.
That's what I said at the end, but you don't listen.
Shut up, Ray. My turn. I'm my opening take. Thank you. Everyone should just be slowing down. He didn't save the Patriots season. This season is still a wash. They're about to open up Pandora's box for everything else that's wrong with this fucking team. If Drake Maye is good, here's the one that really fucking irked me on the internet this past couple days. Drake Maye, the first rookie quarterback to throw 3 touchdowns and lead his team in rushing. He had 38 yards in rushing. Okay? Fuck. Come on. What are we doing? I get it. We're grading on a curve. They've been terrible for a long time. He's the best talent at quarterback that this team has had since Tom Brady in 5 seasons. He looked good. It was a show of excitement, but Jesus Christ. Come on. Pump the brakes. Let's not even focus on the Drake Maye thing that Ray thinks is going to completely fail and he's going to suck. He's going to be the next Max Jones. I'm not even talking about Drake Maye. The rest of the team is a mitigated disaster still, starting from the top. None of that's changed. How did Drake Maye change that? I ask you, Bobby, and for your opening take.
I agree. The whole team is still a disaster. And what else is I was fucking right. He should have been starting from day one. They should have groomed him from the very beginning, and we would have had a much better product from a season. They probably still would have a top 5 pick, but they'd be much more competitive. It'd be a better team, and he'd be better off. Clearly, he gets better playing.
I also disagree with everything Bobby just said. We'll be doing pros, cons, and observations from that Patriots game this week, week 6, snapshot, Patriots, Texans. I'm on a fucking heater, Ray. Start the show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Maye are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's QUE. You idiot.
Let me start by saying there is no evidence to what Bobby said at all. Look,
Plenty of evidence to it.
what you were saying is if they started Drake May week one, that he would have looked like this in week one. And what that intends to say is that these 6 weeks of viewing Jacoby Brissett get his balls crushed, play after play after play, did him no good in bringing him along, which I would just disagree with. I think that first of all, there's no way of telling that. And second of all, if the difference of starting him 6 weeks ago versus now, tell me what that difference is and why it should matter to the Patriots. Like, if he's just going to go get his doors blown off and get crushed and get his elbow almost snapped in half every week from here on out, then to me, you're doing the opposite of what we've been saying from week one, is save this kid until your team is ready to play with him and play for him. So I just don't, unless you want to give me a better argument, agree with he should have been playing in week one.
It's more specifically just number one being from day one, from when he was drafted, be groomed from there. It's really more about getting that whole professional development the whole way along and not having a starting quarterback that was there. It's then really more it is about starting from week one, getting all those reps and being treated that way. I think that would have done more to develop and further his game than the way he was brought along thus far. I'm not saying that would have been his week one performance. It's a difficult comparison to make. I get that. But here we would be in week 6 of the season, and we could illustrate just looking at the other rookies, how they have performed in general. They're all better than they were in week one, and we would be at that place with Drake May.
Maybe. I'll just agree to disagree because I don't think it's necessarily totally about Drake May. Drake May was the biggest project coming out of college. Out of all those 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round, that was a consensus across all the professionals, including you, Bobby Bukaki. He needed the most time to groom, except for the quarterback you just played, who said he was the most quarterback ready. CJ Stroud said that, and maybe he was right. Who knows? Nobody knows if they're right or wrong on these things. However, it could be argued that they were grooming him to start the NFL season, and he needed that time to grow. So my point on that is, again, going back to, we're going to get to Drake May, a lot of it, obviously. That's the whole story. But it's not about him. It's at this point, look, if they had a better team, maybe they could have started him in week one. If they had a better team, they wouldn't have to start him today. If they actually signed a starting caliber quarterback, not a career backup, a bona fide career backup. When you go in the dictionary and you look up career NFL backup, it's Jacoby Brissett's fucking picture, and you gave him $8 million to be the starting quarterback without an actual competition, Gerard Mayo. If they actually prepared this team to compete in the NFL this year, Drake May's entire existence would be better. So I think that's not the story. Certainly not. We're going to talk about Drake May. I'm for it. Let's do it. But it is the bigger problem and the bigger picture. And in 3 weeks, when this May boner wears off, all of this shit will come right back around. The first time he has a bad game, all of this shit, that will be the excuses for the May lovers that the team sucks. That's all we're going to hear now. And it is the bigger problem and the bigger story. The team still sucks, and the coaching still sucks, and the organization still sucks. Are we all in agreement on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're in
100%.
agreement on that.
Fantastic. Good. Back to ground zero. Here's the pro. First time we started with a pro in a long time here on the Patriots program. Maye looks like he can play. Showed poise throughout the game. He looked calm and under control. When protected, the ball comes out on time. He showed off the arm and ability to run. He showed toughness and a good mentality, shook off bad plays. There were mistakes, off-target throws at times, better pocket feel, especially in tackle play, tendency to throw high. That second pick, tip drill.
The first pick was terrible, the fucking airmail.
Well, go ahead, Ray. Speak on that a little bit as the one who thinks he's going to completely fail.
I
and
never
follow
said
Max
that, you
Jones.
son of a bitch. You fucking put words in my mouth just like my wife.
Yep.
But no, I don't think he's going to completely fail. I just think
Yes,
he was just making rookie mistakes. He's a rookie. Like, we have to get that through our head. He is a rookie. So, like, he's going to make these rookie mistakes. I mean, the first play that he had was a blown handoff to Gibson, I believe, or the other guy, 39.
Gibson.
It was Gibson. Yeah, it was a blown play, and then he made something happen. Jacoby Brissett would have fucking just stood there like a statue and let the lineman fucking tackle him. So, I mean, he's going to make these mistakes, but yes, he's an athletic quarterback where he can scramble and get positive yards, as you can see. So, yeah, it's a benefit to have a scrambling quarterback because when you have an offensive line that's putrid like we have, it's good to be able to get out of the pocket and scramble because you're going to be running for your life every fucking play.
Here, I'm going to give you my full on. This is my opinion of Drake Maye's performance in Game 1. Before I do that, can we just speak real quickly about that first offensive series for the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Fire Alex Van Pelt yesterday. It's like, how do you start this kid off with everything going around this team? The lack of offense, the 12 points a game, the boring scheme, nothing happening. This kid comes in. They're talking about his athleticism, his arm, everything. And you run two boring fucking nothing run plays up the middle that do nothing, and then a shitty pass play on 3rd and long. You set this kid up for success or at least some excitement or get some blood running through this fucking team. Give him a play action, bootleg play action, first play of the game. See what happens. Like, can we get a little creativity, a little balls out of this fat dump, Alex Van Pelt? I can't. I mean, look, the whole game was like that basically until Drake's last throw of the half that went for a touchdown. I mean, Alex Van Pelt is still a problem. Let's not forget that.
Gillette was fucking rocking, and you could tell that first series just deflated the whole stadium. They were like, what the fuck? Like, he's not even going to do anything. Like, we're just going to run the ball the whole time. Like, you could tell, like, the whole atmosphere changed after that first series.
Okay, here's my comprehensive take on Drake Maye's first start as a Patriot. Toot, we were right. It's exactly what we said was going to happen.
Yeah,
exactly what we said was going to happen. More scoring, athleticism, bonehead rookie mistakes, turnovers, sacks, strip sacks. The one thing we didn't say,
exciting loss.
Yeah, a fun, exciting loss.
Fun loss, fun losers.
Right, which is a nice change up. A lot of people are saying it's better than bad losing. It won't be.
I don't know. That wasn't fun losing. I mean, that was a blowout. That was a 20-point game. That wasn't fun.
In 3 or 4 weeks, when they keep losing by 20, which they will, because here's the door that you're about to open. Maybe not against the Jags.
I was going to say, they have a shitbag schedule coming up, so they might be able to compete with some teams. It might be fun losing teams coming up.
You might be able to stick with teams that have bad offenses, because here's what you're about to open up. The other team is not going to mirror your vanilla piece of shit offense anymore. They're going to open up their playbook and they're going to drop points on you because they feel a little bit threatened now. And you're about to get 40 points. This defense is about to be exposed in ways that they have not in 3+ seasons when Belichick was playing the don't lose by a lot game. They're about to get that secondary and really the front seven that can't get a pressure for
front seven.
They are about to get exposed the rest of the season against good offenses. Let's move, Bobby, if you don't mind, I'm going to skip the compare. Do you want to do the comparisons against the other quarterbacks?
We don't have to. I just put it in there for comparison's sake.
It's a good exercise, but let's move forward. We'll do that on Thursday. Observation. I like this. They thought the game started at 2 instead of 1. Whoops. Disaster first quarter. Saw the defense get shredded for 2 long touchdown drives. Pats go 3 and out, and then a pick. Defensive plan from the onset was totally off base. Every play they ran was a success. Talking about the Texans there. Definitely some nerves from Maye out the gate. Second quarter, different story. Defense made adjustments and didn't give up any points, while the Pats offense gained traction, culminating in a 50-yard touchdown to Booty to end the half. 2-minute drill by Maye. First career touchdown for both. No chance Booty ever sees that ball. I'm assuming you mean with Brissett.
Well, no, like, did you see on the broadcast they went back and gave the ball to Drake Maye?
Henry took it and was
like,
yeah, oh man.
Yeah, both of them first career touchdown, and Booty's like, oh shit, yeah, let me get that ball. Like,
let me get that ball. No.
Keep your toe in bounds last season against who was that? The early
Eagles.
The Eagles. Yeah, maybe we'll give you a time of day there, Booty. Talk about that second quarter. I didn't see it in real time. I can't tell you what adjustments the defense made in real time. What it felt like to me, honestly, is the Texans went up 14-0 with their eyes closed and downshifted. Honestly, that's kind
Probably
of
the
felt
case.
like.
It seemed like they also were trying to get the run game going. I mean, Joe Mixon just came back. Damian Pierce just came back. Seems like they were trying to get those guys established and get them more play time, running the ball. And, you know what you got with CJ Stroud. You got Nico Collins, who was out for the game. So they're trying to get Tank Dell involved, Stephon Diggs involved, stuff like that. So you could tell that they were trying to get other players involved, kind of almost treating this like a preseason game. Like, all right, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do to get Joe Mixon. What kind of red scheme does he like to do? Because this is like pretty much his first healthy week back after that hamstring injury. And then Damian Pierce, same thing. They got a two-headed monster at running back. Then you got Stephon Diggs, who looks like a clear-cut number one on this. He could come on our team and be a clear-cut number one, but he still looks like he has some left in the tank to prove against the NFL.
Yeah, with the defense, listen, they're good enough to make stops occasionally, but they just don't have the front seven to consistently pressure. They have to bring a blitz. If they bring a blitz, they have to get home. Otherwise, there are guys wide open. They rely on that secondary so much. That's the only good players that they have, so they put them out there exposed. And it's just they're gonna give up points. They're not good. They don't have enough good players, but occasionally they'll make stops. And I think you made a good point before too. Teams probably will feel a little bit more threatened and they're going to throw the ball more, which is just going to create more opportunities instead of just creating rock fights. The Patriots aren't going to play in rock fights anymore. It's not going to be 16-10. It's going to be 40-25.
Yeah. You're look, I like Christian Gonzalez. I think he's good. He's getting talked up by veterans across the league. Tyreek Hill, we went on Richard Sherman's podcast. Stephon Diggs had a lot of things to say, things to say about him. That's easy to do when you're Stephon Diggs and you ate that kid for lunch. He got burnt multiple times. Stephon Diggs is a number one quarterback. If he could play the Patriots defense every week, he'd be the best quarterback in the league. Every time that guy lines up against us, he smokes us. Every time. Great wide receiver. I mean, but, he certainly doesn't take the days off against the Patriots. And you just don't have enough talent back there. Marcus Jones as your third quarterback is not good enough. You don't have, I've said this every single week, I think. They don't have a free safety. They don't have one. They don't roster a free safety. And they don't roster a guy that consistently gets to the quarterback. Kean White's the closest you have. And, he's a rich man's Dietrich Wise. So there you go. You just touched on this, the defense and what we just talked about, lack of talent. Coaching. It's hard for me to dial too much in on the coaching because the talent is that bad and they haven't given up a ton of points. But again, is that game script?
I feel the difference between Belichick and this year. Before, you could at least tell that they had a plan and that, this time it just seems like they could just come out and get shredded and move the ball. And it's just whether or not you could tell he's spinning the dial and running different defenses back there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think that there's a plan going in where it's like, this is how we're going to stop them. They just get out there and run shit.
Yeah. You're probably right. We're going to, this is the time of game that we're running nickel. This is the time of game where we're bringing pressure. They have philosophies, but you haven't yet honed in on how to use them in game. Where you have Belichick, you knew they're going to take away the number one option and make adjustments during the game from there. They're all learning. They're all like our age, never done it before. Every single one of them, every single person in charge of a major coordination group for this team has never done it before, including the GM. So
everyone's learning on the job.
Starts from the top. What? I wish we had a nerd. Has that ever happened? Has there ever been an organization from GM to defensive, offensive, special teams, and head coach? Not a single one has a minute of experience doing the job before the season started.
I guarantee when you hire some of these college head coaches, they bring up all their guys. It's just you got to find one with a first-time GM. So I bet.
Man, we got to do some digging on that. That feels like
wasn't it the Texans when they got D'Amico Ryan?
Caserio. Nick Caserio.
True.
Yeah, Caserio. Yeah, because the offensive coordinator
and he was doing the job in New England. He just didn't have the title.
The only one I like to think of was when Josh McDaniels got his first head coaching job in Denver. Didn't he bring a lot of young guys with him?
Probably. I don't know. I don't want to do this live.
But he probably had he brought a bunch of Patriot guys with him. when he went to the Raiders, and then the other guy that was the NFL draft guy, Mayock. So he might have been one. That might have
Dave
been
Ziegler was his GM, but
Yep.
McDaniels was a coach before in Denver. So
fair.
anyway,
Okay, fair.
look, here's the point. Here's the point of that. It was dumb. It was a stupid move. No experience. They're all learning on the job, and you can see it week by week. Specifically now, with the penalties starting to line up, the injuries are stacking up. Here comes the penalties. Team is still completely undisciplined. Penalties and dumb mistakes plague this team. Refs were awful. Let's get back to that. Had multiple bad calls. The face mask missed call. 9 penalties for 50 yards. Most of them drive-killing variety. They're not good enough to make these mistakes and win. Been a 3-year problem now, even under Belichick. Even with that, I would give them the first 4 weeks of this season. Penalties were not a problem. It's been the last 2, maybe 2.5 that they definitely started to creep up. Starting with the first play of the game, again, a guy jumps off sides on the dynamic kickoff. You can't fucking move until the ball is in the guy's hands. How do you start? Like, what is that guy looking at? I don't
Definitely has ADD.
About the new kickoff.
Let me write this down. How many other false fucking starts are there at dynamic kickoffs throughout the NFL? It's got to be not 2. There's got to be the only team that has 2.
That has to be. First game of the season, we had that. That was the first fucking play
of the Gerard Mayo era. Was that? And then they got the win. And
I thought it was a good sign because that's how we won the first game. I was like, yes.
Maybe they did it on purpose. Now it's all making sense. They did it on purpose because Gerard said, we did it the first time and won. Let's do it again.
Did you have any hope in this game?
No.
At the end of the first half, I thought that it could become a game because they just had the touchdown. It's 14-7. They're getting the ball back. Did I think that they were going to win? No, but I was into it at that point.
Yeah, I got out of my seat twice. The DeMario Douglas touchdown and the end of the half touchdown. Hunter Henry touchdown. I think I had something salty to say to Pat, who was talking shit about Hunter Henry at the time. So yeah, there was excitement, and the second I started to convince myself that maybe they get the ball back at a half, then down a touchdown, and then I remembered they're going to have to go 80 yards with Alex Van Pelt calling the plays, and there's no chance that's happened. They're going to have to flip the field, get a turnover, get a small field possession, and score that way, which is basically but they have 1 70-yard drive, the DeMario Douglas touchdown.
Yep,
that's it, right?
Yep.
We could go back and look this up, but it's not like they have sustained drives where they get down in the red zone and punch it in,
Actually, I guess, not sustained drives. I would say technically it was a 70+ yard drive with the 2-minute drill.
50-yard touchdown.
Yeah, with a 50-yard, it wasn't a sustained drive.
Right. Yeah, that's how they're going to have to score with, to be fair, that's how Alex Van Pelt wants to score. That's what this system is designed to do. It's designed to lull teams asleep and then hit a pop shot over the top. I hate living in the NFL life like that on offense. I don't think it's a sustained way to do anything in the NFL. I don't think it's going to succeed. You can't rely on that throughout the season. But we saw evidence of it, and evidence of a kid that could actually run the offense as opposed to Jacoby Brissett. So
can I stop you too on that touchdown drive? The first one, it was the 6th drive of the game. It was 106 left to go in the second quarter. The first thing they did was run the ball. 106 left, they started running the ball, and I was screaming at my TV, like, what the fuck is Alex Van Pelt doing? Like, clearly this guy doesn't fucking know. Then he actually was like, oh, shit, I guess we're under a minute. We got to start doing something, and then that's when the passes started coming. Some of them were just, like, long runs up the sideline. That Pop Douglas one was a run up the sideline that helped him get into field goal range, and then, obviously, the 40-yard bomb to Pop Douglas to score, to Booty to score. I mean, it just seems like Alex Van Pelt still doesn't get the fucking clock management still.
That's not Van Pelt. That's Mayo. That first play is Mayo.
You think Mayo called that run? If that is the case, that's fucking bad.
It's his job. He better have. If Alex Van Pelt is making the decision on how to operate a 2-minute drill, then Mayo's getting cut worse than we thought. It's the head coach's job to tell the offensive coordinator when they're going onto the field for a 2-minute drive how he wants to operate this drive. And that was, hey, burn it. See if you can get something off with a run play. If we do, let's go. If not, burn the clock.
That's
and the
terrible.
only reason he threw that ball on second down is because the Texans didn't call timeout. If the Texans call timeout and try to get the ball back, there was 2 more runs coming.
Mhm.
Guaranteed. And then they got a nice play up the sideline with Pop Douglas, and they took a shot.
Yep.
Like that was not good offensive play calling. That was fucking luck. You're right. It was not a good coaching design. It was not a good coaching decision. There was no balls to it. Pop Douglas made a nice play, and Drake Maye got a pocket and made a beautiful throw. I mean, beautiful throw.
That was the best
Beauty.
throw I've seen from a Patriots quarterback in quite some time.
Full circle here. This is not a Drake Maye show. This is not a Drake Maye topic. This is you got a systemic problem with this team, and it starts with the organization down to the coaching. Your offensive coaching and scheme is still a problem. It will continue to be a problem. And again, the only way it's not going to be is if Drake Maye spreads that big giant sack of his and flies it across New England and sails us out of turmoil. That's it. That's still our only chance, even after his performance. Just bringing up too many Pandora's box.
Bobby brought up the penalties too. I mean, how many second chances did the Houston Texans get? It was 3rd down on the first drive, 3rd and goal. No, it was 3rd and goal, and we stopped them.
It was
and then
3rd and goal with the Mapu pass interference.
Which was stupid because even they had brought in the ref that calls for CBS, and they're like, yeah, there's no pass interference on that call. I don't know why they made that call. Second chance effort, Tank Dell's touchdown. And then there was another play, the second drive, they got a second chance. It was 3rd and 9, another pass interference call. So it's one of these things where they just can't play smart football. They're always making those mental mistakes on the defensive side of the ball, giving them second chances, and the Houston Texans will absolutely capitalize on that.
What do you think of the reffing, Bobby?
The reffing was added more pain to the game than needed. We talk about that pass interference there that took 4 points off, but that face mask, that was at like another point in the game. Wasn't that the first drive of the 3rd quarter?
First drive of that was the first drive.
The sack fumble.
Yep.
So there's that face mask on the play before. So that was a first down run. Then it's 2nd and 8 or whatever, but it would have been 15 on top of it. Who knows in the second play, but does he get? Is it a fumble right after it? No, but the whole point was they missed a blatant face mask, and then he fumbles the next play. It was just a real kick in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
Kick in the dick is right as a Patriots fan. Those calls did not go our way. Pass interference was bad. Face mask was missed. But in general, and I don't think we're certainly not the only ones echoing this. The NFL has to hear it. It's becoming a unwatchable product with the flags, especially big plays. Every big play you can't celebrate. You have to wait for the replay and the flag, and it's a holding 40 yards down the field, and they bring it back. They got to clean that up. They got to award the big plays. They got to let these guys duke it out down the field. Stop calling fucking holding penalties. Like, just let them go. Let it go, for the love of God. Say what you want about the NBA. Maybe this doesn't totally correlate, but when you get to the playoffs in the NBA, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, they beat the hell out of each other. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other. Superstars will get some calls, but especially the last several years, I think they've done a really good job, the NBA has, of letting them play towards the end. NFL needs to take a page out of their book. Let these guys play. It's becoming just gross to watch.
Yeah.
Lastly here, Con, injuries are on the line are nuts. Tackle play is god-awful. 3 practice squad players at center and tackle. Nick Leverett, R.I.P. He was cut today. So was Ben? he got cut 4 snaps into what is his name? Ben Johnson? Is that the new center? Ben Benson? It's Ben something.
I think it's Ben Johnson.
Yeah. So Nick Leverett's done. And Cole Strange is supposed to come back and play center. So that you have a lot to look forward to. Achilles heel of the team, certainly. The offensive line will be the reason they picked in top 5 again this year. Look better at times with Maye quickly releasing the ball. Number 1 issue addressed this offseason. Criminally negligent job by Wolf. Fuck this guy. Please finish with your rant, Bobby.
I was right.
Goes back to his opening take. There's a full circle again. Should have been grooming Drake Maye right all along. You're wrong. You don't have the fucking evidence to prove that.
I'm right.
I never agree with that. Let's end the show on this hypothetical. Let's say he didn't start this week, and you lose 24-3, and offense looks just as bad as it always has. Drake Maye goes over to London tomorrow, or next week, throws 3 touchdowns, runs for 40 yards, leads the team in rushing, and they win 21-10. Isn't that just so much better?
Everyone has the Patriots in their pants. Yep. Coming
Isn't
back
that
home.
so much fucking better?
Yep.
I can't even know that with the hypothetical. I don't know.
That's a
what
great
that
hypothetical,
does to make
Bobby. Don't
your
fucking-
point better. You painted an even rosier picture than all of social media has. What if he just came in next week and won?
That is a better picture. That is a
I
better.
agree. Yes, because it involves a Patriots win.
Well, yeah. Well, yes. That's
How
the
the
whole.
morale
I
would be
still
on that
claim
plane
to
ride
be
home.
right because I would have said, "Look, he won. Should have been in there from day one."
Yeah, but he would have had an extra week. It probably would have been 28. It'd probably be 28-10 next week if he sat this week too. He would have been able to see that Texans defense picked up a little bit extra juice.
Yeah, exactly. Another week with the VR.
Is there a
I
chance
would actually-
can I stop you real quick? Is there a chance that it could be a Drake Maye Mac Jones showdown next week in London?
Is Lawrence hurt?
They benched him at the end of the game.
No, they're.
That
they're
would be awesome in so many
That
ways.
would be fucking talk about full circle.
Mac would be. He would play. He'd probably play his worst game of his career because he'd be so fucking nervous. He'd.
Oh fuck yeah!
he would smoke us. He would absolutely annihilate us. 310 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is fucking what is the stupid dance he did? The gritty. Just grittying all over Drake May's face. That's not going to happen though. I'd like to personally thank the Jaguars front office for not firing Doug Peterson after that game.
Thank you.
Giving
They
him
fired
If he loses
this
to the
week.
Patriots in London, I guarantee he gets fired.
the loss overseas and then the firing. Like, who was the coach that they didn't let him on the plane? Was it McDaniels that they didn't let on the plane back to Vegas?
Well, everybody
it
hates
was.
McDaniels, so
They
it's possible.
fired McDaniels midseason. I don't think they let him on the plane. Maybe
Yeah,
it
you're
wasn't
right.
McDaniels. like that's what they should do to McDermott next, or Peterson next week if the Patriots win.
Take his passport too. Leave him in London. Fuck you.
Coach from rugby, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, a little all over the place that show, but what I'm proud about, boys, is we didn't belabor on how fucking great Drake Maye is, like the rest of the internet and these stupid Patriot slobs. To Ray's point, there's a good chance he's going to be just as bad as Mac Jones and completely fail. That's what Ray thinks is going to happen. He put that in the ledger. Bobby thinks he should have started week 1, and I'm just saying the rest of the team blows, so it doesn't really matter. That's where we're at. All right. This is my sports show. We'll catch you on Thursday live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. Join us there. Drop your comments and subscribe, like, review, tell your friends. As always, tell your mothers. See you next time. Bye-bye.
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 Here we are, back to the show. The number 2 least favorite group of immigrants to Hans Kemp.
Native Americans.
Whoa! Whoa! He set us up all nice guys. Sri Lankan, not going to be that big of a deal. Small island. Now you go straight to the native people of our very own land.
Bold.
Why?
Bold.
What is it about the Native Americans that you don't like?
They're poor and dirty.